Hi, my name's Ross, and today I want to show two clips to you. These are probably my favorite scenes in cinema history.
And if there are any irregularities to be found, rest assured there will be. That is unless you have something to tell me that makes the conducting of a search unnecessary. I might add also that any information that makes the performance of my duty easier will not be met with punishment. Actually, quite the contrary. It will be met with reward. And that reward will be your family will cease to be harassed in any way by the German military during the rest of our occupation of your country. You're sheltering enemies of the state, are you not?
Yes.
You're sheltering them underneath your floorboards, aren't you?
Yes.
Point out to me the areas where they're hiding.
Now, this is probably one of the most intense scenes of all time, and it's from the movie Inglourious Basterds, which is directed and written by Quentin Tarantino. This is just a snippet of the first 20 minutes of the movie, and it creates a feeling of tension that just goes beyond what a regular screenwriter could do. Now, I want you to compare it to this scene.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hey, Johnny, what's up?
I have a problem with Lisa. She said that I hit her.
What? Well, did you?
No, it's not true. Don't even ask. What's new with you?
So if you're wondering if these two scenes have anything to do with each other, you're actually right. They both do have something in common. While the answer isn't so obvious, it's the fact that these movie scenes were constructed through a screenplay. Now, screenplays consist of the dialogue, the scenes, and the transitions of a movie all written collectively in a very long document that goes through many changes throughout the whole movie making process. Now, most moviegoers today don't typically talk about how good the screenplay was in the movie that they just watched, but they will appreciate how good the movie was. And that's the thing, good screenwriting doesn't make itself apparent, it's just done. It's directed, acted, and executed by everyone in the whole process. And because of that, it goes unnoticed. Today I want to show the importance that screenplays hold, and specifically I want to show the literary worth, so we can appreciate the craft and work that goes into a good screenplay, which is the backbone of any good movie. What we see as our standard forms of literature is novels, poems, and plays. But if we take our definition of what literature is, writings in which expression and form and connection with ideas of permanent and universal interest are characteristic or essential features as poetry, novels, history, biography, and essays, then we can easily classify screenplays under that definition as well. However, for some, it's just not that easy. In an editorial article written by Lewis Cole titled Screenplay Culture, Cole's main argument says that screenplays are only written to be produced for monetary value. But if we're using this argument, can't books be made solely to make money, as well as plays? This argument can be applied to every form of literature, so this argument kind of falls flat. Another point where people deem screenplays don't deserve literary worth is in the idea that since writing screenplays is such a collaborative process, there is no way to give the title of an author the piece of writing, and therefore it does not count as literature. Despite this, most of Shakespeare's works were written collaboratively and have been fairly documented. However, we give all the credit to Shakespeare just as we give all the credit to a writer such as Aaron Sorkin because his style is so prominent. So if we're gonna argue that there's literary worth, why don't we compare? Let's go take a look at The Martian, which is written by Andy Weir. What makes the movie so special is that it's adapted by the same author, so when we do the comparisons, it's exactly what Weir saw as his visual depiction of his own novel. First, we're going to start off with the scene of Mark Watney, played by Matt Damon, trying to create water to farm potatoes.
So, yeah, I blew myself up.
Now let's watch the same scene but with the screenplay.
So, yeah, I blew myself up.
Now you can see there's additions from Damon and the cinematographers, but the writing in the screenplay gives so much direction for them to create a scene that works so effortlessly. I want to focus especially on this line in particular, because even though it's only 3 seconds long, these 3 sentences help give the director the exact comedic relief Weir wanted, with the work of Damon's acting as well. However, if we were to compare both these mediums to the original novel, we see nowhere does this explosion happen. So Weir thought the novel wasn't good enough to have the action, so he included it into his screenplay. But besides the action, through the novel we can actually read the thought process of our character and what he's thinking. In a screenplay, you get the direction of that idea and let the directors and actors help fill in those gaps. And that's what I love about screenplays, the ability to direct the director, and to show in between the thoughts and the action. Another film we'll look at is Gone Girl, written by Gillian Flynn, which is another film where the author of the novel adapted the screenplay for the movie. We'll take a look at this scene specifically, a monologue from Amy, played by Rosamund Pike.
Nick and Amy will be gone, but then we never really existed. Nick loved a girl I was pretending to be. Cool girl. Men always use that, don't they, as their defining compliment. She's a cool girl. Cool girl is hot. Cool girl is game. Cool girl is fun. Cool girl never gets angry at her man. She only smiles in a chagrin-loving manner and then presents her mouth for fucking. She likes what he likes, so evidently, he's a vinyl hipster who loves fetish manga. If he likes girls gone wild, she's a mall babe who talks football and endures buffalo wings at Hooters. When I met Nick Dunn, I knew he wanted cool girl. And for him, I'll admit, I was willing to try.
We're given context that Amy is very intelligent, but not subject to be a moniker of cool girl. And through this monologue we agree with her, as why does society, especially men, do this with women? But deep underneath, we truly see she's a psychopath, but we rationalize with her, because her points are problems many others deal today. Now if we compare this scene to the screenplay, the dialogue is missing when it mentions a shot of driving past different types of girls that are quote-unquote cool girls. Perhaps it wasn't written in the script, but was written after to make the shots make more sense. The direction and tone of the screenplay allows for versatility like this in the final cut. And even in the novel does this dialogue not exist as well, and just includes a more in-depth monologue. And that's what I want to point on, just because not every thought of a character isn't written out doesn't mean there isn't a thought there. These slug lines all help provide a direction for everyone to follow. Gillian Flynn wrote a fantastic adaptation with a great writing, David Fincher, who directed the movie, did an amazing job, and Rosamund Pike nailed her character. Together, from novel to screenplay to moving picture, we have created a wonderful execution, all thanks to good writing, from a screenplay. Now I hope I've given you an idea that screenplays are important, just as important as directing and acting, and that screenplays aren't as different as novels and plays. However, the process is vastly different, but the amount of work that's put into it is the same. Emotions and actions are portrayed, and this gives us direction. And direction is important.
For change. Hi, doggy.
You're my favorite customer.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye-bye.
If you're watching this now, I probably sent it to you or you just stumbled upon it, which is pretty cool. I appreciate it. I made this video not so long ago, probably last year for a project for my English class. I didn't really like it when I first made it, but looking back on it, I think it's a really good project and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out, especially after all the small edits that I put on it. So I appreciate you watching my project and sticking around. And you should follow me on my social medias here, or I'll put them somewhere. Thanks for watching my video. I really appreciate it. And if you sat through and watched the whole 9 minutes, then, well, thank you.